We bought an 1,800 square foot, 4-bedroom manufactured home for $190,000 total, and here's how we did it. Number one, we bought the land. So this is 5 acres of land that we bought from a private seller. Now you can buy manufactured homes with a land package where you literally buy the acreage along with the home. In our case, we did not do that. We bought the land first and we just camped on this land. This was nothing but a campground for us. And then we fell in love and made the move. After we purchased the land, it was time to prepare the land, and this is where the price really jacked up. So this is obviously very unlevel ground. We had to have somebody come in and completely level what they call a pad. Now again, the manufactured home company, they will pay to have this done for you, but it's gonna be so expensive, so crazy expensive. For us, this was a 3-year process. We bought the land, we had everything leveled, we saved a little bit, paid a little bit more, saved a little bit, paid a little bit more. So this was not something that could be done all at once. But the next step was getting the land leveled. We did not have septic or well or anything yet. That comes next. So we got the pad put in, that leveled spot for the home. That is when we got our well and septic. So we have a septic tank hidden over there. We have a well that looks like a fake rock up there. It was pretty pricey too. The septic tank was $9,000 and the well was $15,000. Just beware when you get a well put in anywhere, they're gonna give you an estimate, but then once they start digging, depending on how deep they go, you're paying per 100 feet or you're paying per foot. So the deeper they gotta go, the more you're gonna pay, and you might not know what the total cost is gonna be until the end. Like us, we were expecting $11,000, it ended up being $15,000. But that is not even the half of it, because then we had to get electric brought to the property. So this is nothing but raw land. You can get land that already has electric to it, but we wanted raw land, we wanted unrestricted acreage. That's another thing. If you want to be able to do whatever you want on your own property, have whatever animals you want, build whatever structures you want, you need to find unrestricted acreage. When you go on Zillow and when you go on all these land websites, you're going to find these beautiful pieces of land, but you have to read the fine print. Believe it or not, a raw piece of land can actually have an HOA attached to it. It can be a part of a community. So you just got to be careful with that. In our case, this was raw land. It did not have electric, but they did bring electric from the road to our property, which cost about $12,000. If you're adding this all up in your head, you're probably thinking, holy moly, that is crazy. But you also have to remember, this was a 3-year process. This was not something that we had to throw a bunch of money into all at once. And we sold our house in Florida. We got a big chunk from that and put it all into this property. So once we got everything set up with the well, the septic, the electric, the leveling, that is when it was time to bring the house in. With us, we went with Champion Homes. There are a bunch of different manufactured home companies. So far, we've had a pretty good experience with Champion Homes. There are a lot of repairs that need to be done that still have not 100% been done, which is really annoying, but it's mostly cosmetic stuff, so I'm letting it slide. But overall, good experience. So Champion Homes, Clayton Homes, there's like Cavco, there's like all different types of manufactured home companies. What I've learned in my experience, it doesn't matter necessarily what company you go with, Champion, Clayton, Cavco. It matters more about your local retailer, like who's actually selling you the home. Think of it as like franchises, right? So like the town you're buying the home from, that salesperson, and their local contractors, because the contractors are the ones who are going to be delivering your home, doing all the stuff on the inside of your home, and that's really what matters. So you could have the best company in the world, like main company, Clayton or Champion, but if you get stuck with like a crappy team delivering the home and setting the home and all that, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be in for a nightmare. A home itself, when you're shopping for manufactured homes, you're going to see a price, and it's going to be a base price. Keep in mind that that is just literally for the home, like base price. You're going to have add-ons for the delivery and the setup. None of that is included, okay, which I know is crazy. You can request for them to give you a quote that includes that, but I will tell you, in our experience, a lot of places don't want to do that. They just want to give you the base price home. They want to find out what your budget is, and then they want to try to work within your budget. It's really annoying. It seems really sneaky. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. You find the home you want, you get it delivered, you get it set. It's a long process. For us, Champion Homes was able to expedite it, which I am ever so appreciative of, but not every person and company is going to do that. So just keep that in mind. It can be a 6 months to a year, sometimes more, before the home actually is livable. Again, depends on the area, depends on the company that you go with, but for us, they were able to get it done quickly. We are kind of paying for it in terms of the cosmetic things that weren't done properly. They're kind of rushing through. It's very obvious, but again, the house itself is amazing. We love it, structurally sound, and couldn't be happier. So in total, our loan for the home and the set and the delivery is $190,000. The property, the land itself, We already paid that off prior to. The well, the septic, the leveling, all that, we just paid cash all throughout the year. So again, if you are going to go this route and you have a piece of land or you're looking for a piece of land, I actually recommend just doing the home land package where you can get it all done together. I think that if we didn't have 3 years to get all this done, I can't even imagine how much this would have cost us all up front. So if you can do it that way, I recommend that.